What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gerald from Bank of Gerald here with another video update. Today is Monday, December the 15th, 2025. We are blessed to be able to say we are here today enjoying MoveQuest, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoying this space. We've been able to say that we've been enjoying this space now for quite some time, and it's because we have things that are actually sustainable, things that make sense, things that are here for us and our future well-being, things that are motivating us to do things that we may not have done before, especially in this space. This thing is encouraging people to learn more about cryptocurrency, how to acquire cryptocurrency. It is teaching us how important it is to keep a moving lifestyle, keeping an active lifestyle, continuing to motivate us to get our steps in every day. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about MoveQuest. I'm so excited about what MoveQuest is doing. And I'm not going to belabor you about the details of MoveQuest, but I'm going to be talking about, for the foreseeable future, what is going on right now in MoveQuest. Now, for those of you that have been paying attention, you've been locked in, there's not much that I have to tell you. You're going to be submitting every day. You're excited about the mirroring that's going to be going on from the current blockchain that we're on, or that we used as our test case over the last year or so. We've been on the Avalanche blockchain, and we're about to launch on 5 different blockchains, including our own MoveQuest blockchain, which is going to be powerful, ladies and gentlemen. We're so excited about it. Before we get started, I want to remind all of you that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor, all right? I am just a dude on YouTube showing you guys how I'm cranking it in many different platforms, but this one being my absolute favorite. This one being the one that I believe has the most life-changing effect on all of us. Not just a wealth movement, but ladies and gentlemen, most importantly, a movement that raises your level of health, in my personal opinion. It allows us to really take advantage of some opportunities that we have within ourselves to be our best self. It motivates us to get our steps in and keep moving, get a more active lifestyle. And ladies and gentlemen, we cannot put a price on that. But what we can put a price on is that MQT. And what we have seen MQT do over the last year since it's been launched on the Avalanche blockchain. Of course, we know it launched at $1. It's been as high as the 120s. And right now it's marinating somewhere around $13. But ladies and gentlemen, there's so much that is going on, from the dynamic distribution to this miner match challenge, which I want to make sure that I talk about today, and some of the things that they have placed inside our back office to make it extremely easy for us to understand what we'll have to do to be involved, and what level this really is one of the most affordable opportunities, even at the top level of mining that there is out there. So before I get too deep, I've already been rapping enough. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor, all right? I am just a dude on YouTube who shows you the different things that I got going on. If you like this content, hit subscribe. If you want to be updated, hit the bell. If you want to be notified as well, make sure you hit that notification bell as well. All right. I feel like I've already said that. I'm just so excited. Let's go ahead and jump into the back office, ladies and gentlemen. I want to show you the back office of MoveQuest as it stands for me. All right, now I hope everyone can see this. This is the most exciting thing going on in MoveQuest right now, this miner match challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, it started on December the 13th. Today is our first day, or I think today is our first day that we can get our submission in. So what this is entailing is, for the next 100 days, if you submit your proof of physical activity for at least 90 of those days, what you started with is what you will be mirrored with. So here's how I want to explain this, all right? As you can see, my docking slot, 1, 2, 3, that's 18. 18 Titans. So here's what I'm expecting. I submit, and I will not, the thing is, you cannot change this into I can, but I won't get credit in the mirror for changing these. And I have no reason to, because I've been mining with all Titans for quite some time now. But if I don't, if I change these miners, if I do anything with these miners, it'll go to a lower level of mirroring. What I mean by mirroring is when all the different when all the different blockchains come to this situation, right? As you can see, ooh, I love this, right? This is my current dock composition. Mining power, 7,200 in mining power, 18 docking slots, all right? Here are the challenge rules. The total duration is 100 days. The challenge runs for 100 consecutive days. Days required. Submit on at least 90 of those 100 days to qualify. You have 10 grace days allowed. You may miss up to 10 days without disqualifying. Current submissions, 2 out of 90. Got 88 days left. So I'm on a good run right now, and I plan on submitting every day. That's my plan. And I've done some math on this. It's like at the Titan level with all 18 Titans, if all you would have to really do is take the number that you see in submission fees over here, or if you want to do some math based on per miner, right? Some of you may have mixed miners. You want to figure out with the amount of docking slots that you have, you may have some Vanguard, some Trailblazers, some Titans, right? You might want to figure out what your daily submission fee is going to be. Mine tells me right here, and yours should as well. So $7.43. If I do the math right now, okay, it's easy calculator math. All you got to do is use your tools, right? Hopefully everyone has a mobile device. I can take $7.43 and I can times that by 90 days, which is the minimum, right? 668 bucks. 668 bucks in Avalanche I have to put aside or make sure that I put in my wallet to submit. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you know that's a drop in the bucket for what you are going to be getting for this? Ladies and gentlemen, and it doesn't quite explain it right here, but what's going to happen is on every blockchain that is coming, every single blockchain that is coming, I will have 18, first of all, I'll have all my docking slots open. I won't have to pay for them myself. I think this is the part that people miss. This is why we try to get people to understand you should open your docking slots. Like, this is not something that you have to do, right? But this is the opportunity that they have given us. If you take the time to open your docking slots and you put miners in them that you're going to get for free, these Trailblazers miners that you get for free for opening your docking slots, ladies and gentlemen, you go through these 90 days of submitting, 90 to 100 days of submitting, you're going to get all of those mining docks opened in every one of those blockchains that we're launching on, and you're going to get the miners that you had in them. So for me, my details are this, and hopefully this is showing your details in particular to you. 18 docking slots filled with Titans, and I want that on every chain. And that's going to include the BNB chain that was here before Avalanche that I didn't get a part of, and the MoveQuest and along all the other chains. I'm most excited about the MoveQuest chain. For MoveQuest to have its own chain built to scale is one of the most amazing things, and to have its own wallet and all the things that we'd love to see in our top crypto projects. This has everything to do with our physical movement. This is not about grabbing money and just dumping it in and watching it do what it do. I know there's a lot of folks out there that love that passive income energy. You love that passive income energy where you don't have to really do much. All you got to do is take the money that you have, that you worked so hard for, you dump it in a system and hope for the best. Trust me, I've been there. And I've been there with the cushion of knowing that if I put this in, there are going to be some people out there that might decide to do the same thing just based on the fact that I decided to use my funds for that. With reward systems set up for that to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first truly life-changing decentralized, and I will not say passive because this is one of the furthest things from passive. Now, if you don't submit, if you don't do your physical activity, you're not going to see the full potential of MoveQuest. There may become a time where you're able to lease somebody else's physical activity if you're not the most active person out there yourself, or you don't want to do the work that it takes to max out the miners that you have or the capabilities that you may have. You could be a person that can afford to open all your docking slots and have a surplus of miners. You can be one of those people, but you're just not out there doing the work. You're not getting out there and getting those steps. And quite honestly, that's your decision to make. It's your prerogative how much, how active you want to be. This fits my lifestyle perfectly. Even when I don't want to be active, a part of my job is to be active. Part of my, the thing that I love to do is music, and being a frontline singer. I am one of the most active people that you can be. But let me tell you this, my drummer in my band, he's kicking and he's getting a whole lot of steps in the night. And it's going to be really cool when I show him a way that he can take those steps that he's getting drumming and turn it into a real valuable asset. Even at the lowest level of just having phantom minors. Now, I want everyone to understand that this minor match challenge is one of the biggest things to hit the crypto space. And there's a lot of reasons why. I could try to quantify. I know I have some documentation. Let me see if I want to see if I can find this. Because our fearless leader, Lynette, put together some literature that really kind of explains to us what's at stake and what it's going to cost. And here's why I say that. Your submission fees over the next 90 to 100 days, yes, they cost, right? But ladies and gentlemen, once you see the value of that cost, I don't think that people will be thinking about how much it costs anymore. I think they'll be forward thinking about what the opportunity is when they decide to do this small portion of time that's going to build a strong habit of submitting and working out. And over the next 90 days, they're going to see their bodies change and all that different stuff. But at the end of that 90 days of submitting every day, ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity that they're going to have when this launches on all of those different blockchains, especially our MoveQuest blockchain, it's going to change lives, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really trying to find this literature so I can show you guys what has already been developed too. Okay, here it is. Now I'm going to see if I can do my best to explain it because it is a chart, all right? So some of this chart could go over people's heads. Hopefully it doesn't. But I'm going to do my best to try to explain it to you guys. And I at least want to share this as a resource, right? So this is the blockchain expansion promotion, all right? It goes through for all of the different miners, even the ones that have been discontinued, like the Navigator and the Explorer, all right? In the current ecosystem right now, what you can mint and mine with is here. What you can mint is the Trailblazers, Vanguards, and Titans. Of course, we know that to get a Titan, it's going to cost you getting 2 Vanguards and merging them together. This is why it was costing $800 per miner, right? So for those of us that have 18 Titans, trust me, we're invested. We don't even really call it an investment. We own these for life. So that it is kind of investment, but we own these NFTs for life. Transferable, willable, all of that different stuff. I could send my Titans to somebody right now with a wallet address. That's the power of crypto. That's what I want to let you know. These assets that are worth this amount of money, and it's pretty soon we're going to be seeing tokenized assets that are more traditional, like real estate and, the stocks and bonds and different things of that nature. Tokenized, sendable, willable, easily sendable for cheap. But that's a different conversation. So let's talk about this really quickly, all right? Blockchain expansion promotion. Now, docking slot fee, it says $100 because that's what it's going to be when the blockchain launches. Right now, it's $80 to open these docking slots, and it's been $80 for quite some time. So that's why I'm like, yo, y'all should take advantage of the opportunity given, right? So let's just say you're a Trailblazer person. You only got one miner, aside from the one that you got for free. A Trailblazer costs $100 in itself. To open the docking slot is $100. So this is where we are in the future. This is kind of talking about the future. Okay, on the MQT chain, Polygon chain, Arbitrum chain, Solana chain, Smart chain. I think this is Binance Smart chain. All right, BNB chain. So those are the 5 chains: MQT, Polygon, Arbitrum, Solana, and the BNB Smart chain. All right, for having this open and submitting all that time, right? At the Trailblazer level, Just highlighting the Trailblazer right now. Okay. They're combining the cost of the miner fee and the dock slot fee. I'm going to use the MQT chain as an example. It would cost you $200 to get the miner fee to make sure you got the Trailblazer and the dock slot fee to open the dock slot. So that's $200, right? If you were to mine with that just one miner, all right, we're talking about it was going to cost you $9 for the whole 90 days. It's going to cost you $9 in submission fees, okay? Because that one Trailblazer miner, it costs 10 cents per day to mine with. So for 90 days, 10 cents, $9. If you decided to just mine with that Trailblazer, that one Trailblazer that you had, you're going to not only get the dock slot open on every single one of these chains, but you're going to get a Trailblazer as well to plug in every one of these chains. So what was going to cost you $200 on each chain, you're now getting as a reward for submitting using $9 in Avalanche. Cumulative over the next 90 days, of course. You're going to get a $1,000 gift. You're going to get that Trailblazer on every single one of the different chains. I don't think you guys understand how powerful that is. And that's on the very basic low level, right? If you were mining with one Titan, we already know that getting a Titan costs $800. To unlock a dock slot to put that Titan in, it costs you $100. It's going to cost you $100. Right now, it costs $80. We are going to be getting, for that person that is taking the time to submit that $36 in Avalanche over the next 90 days cumulative, 40 cents a day, because it only costs you 40 cents to mine with this one Titan. You're going to get that $800 Titan on every single one of these chains, and you're going to get the docking slot open. It is so worth that $36 worth of Avalanche to get $4,500 worth of Titans and docking slots open for you, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just the lowest level. We're just talking about the lowest level here. So I'm glad we got to see what this is going on, all right? For those of you that decide to open up 10 docking slots, right? Because that's how much it's going to cost. That's before we can start using our MQT to purchase the docking slot. For those of you that are jumping out in front of the gun right now and opening those docking slots right now, right? Because there are going to be some that see this like, oh, snap, I'm still in my 10-day grace period to go ahead and take advantage and get these 90 days and open up as many docking slots as I can afford to do and plug them in with whatever miners that I can afford to plug in. If I was that person that was just joining today, this is exactly what I would do. I would open up as many docking slots as I possibly could with whatever threshold of crypto that I'm willing to spend. And we all know what I was willing to spend because I have 18 Titans. I was willing to roll it in. And y'all know I don't just halfway go into these platforms that I really believe in. I didn't halfway go into Novatech. I didn't halfway go into Amini. I didn't halfway. No, we put in a lot of our time and effort and our own personal money. And for this, I'm actually getting something with value. I'm getting NFTs with value, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that I know I'm just getting excited, but you guys can see, I don't want to insult anybody's intelligence. For those of you that are mining with Titans, we're just going to go big for a second. We understand every Titan costs us $800 to get there. All right. It costs $100 to open that docking slot in the future. That's what I'm saying. Y'all better get them while it's 80, right? Total miners, 10 total miners, 10 total Titans. We all know 10 Titans. All right. If they're $800 a Titan, and you got 10, you can do the math. All right. For $360 worth of submitting, you're going to get miners and docking slots on all 5 of these chains. Y'all see what it would cost you normally. You're going to literally get it for $360 of submitting. If you had the best day, if you had the worst day, if you just submit for the 40 cents per Titan that you have, we're going to be looking at a total gift of $45,000 worth of miners and tokens. I mean, miners, not tokens, miners and docking slots. So now it only makes sense to go and look at it from the perspective that I'm going to be experiencing. This is why. I have to explain why, and then I'll get off of this, right? I have to take the time to explain why. And I'm going to have, I'm pulling up my chat GPT. I'm going to let chat GPT know I'm going to record this part of the conversation. Right now, I'm shooting a YouTube video, and I'm talking about the reason why I'm going to be continuing to submit my proof of physical activity for the next 90 to 100 days, as many days as I can in between that threshold. And here's why, right? I already have 18 docking slots, the most that you can open right now, opened. I did that before this even started. So I thank God that I did that. I thank God that I've already got a mode of operation where I submit as often as possible. I'm not going to lie and say I submit every day, because there's too much proof in my back office to show y'all that I don't submit every single day, or I hadn't up to this point. But ladies and gentlemen, there's plenty of reasons to do it right now. So for those 18 docking slots that I have open right now, that would cost me when the blockchains, when this happens in March, after this happens in March, docking slots are going to be $100 to open. And I still don't think that's unreasonable. I'd pay that $1,800 to open them all. I'd do it. $800 to get those Titan miners. Mind you, that means we had to get 2 Vanguards and merge them together. 2 Vanguards, you see what the cost of a Vanguard is, $175. You got to get 2 of them. You know what that costs. Calculate the math. Then you got to merge them, whatever's left. So $800 cumulative to make that happen, right? On every chain, we're talking about the MQT, the MoveQuest chain, the Polygon chain, the Arbitrum chain, the Solana chain, and the BNB Smart chain. What that would total in miners and docking slots, what that would cost is $16,200 per chain. All right? For $648 is what it's saying right here. All right? For $648, now I'm not sure if I'm getting my submission fee wrong, because we can always go back to the website and see what the Titan submission fee is. Or maybe that's what it's going to be. I don't know. But $648 for the next 90 days. At the end of that 90 days, I'm going to receive $81,000 worth of miners and docking slots. $6,200 per chain that it would cost me after this point. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why being in the forefront of something amazing, because if it makes sense, it makes dollars. We already know this makes sense. This is going to change a lot of people's lives. All right. Just getting people to move from a sedentary lifestyle into a more active lifestyle, right? 90 days is a drop in the bucket, but it can do so much. If a person is doing 10,000 steps a day for 90 days, we don't have to debate that. But here is the part that a lot of people are going to look over, they're going to miss. This blockchain expansion promotion is one of the biggest promotions that I've ever seen. And it doesn't hurt the economy of the ecosystem of this project. It's only going to strengthen it. This is incentive to submit as many days as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, with that opportunity on the way, why wouldn't you submit? And then this cool little tracker up here. I love that. Because then I can't even avoid my own misses. Like, it's going to show up. It's going to show up. Now it says right here, down here, that I pay $7.43. This says 41 cents in Titan fees. So all the submission fees per miner are right there on the back office. So you can look at that yourself. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, what's going on here is one of the most amazing things. We got a new pool here, partner pool. Okay, so as you can see, Bullish Moon is here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been claiming every now and then on Bullish Moon, and they've got different, actually, let me end this chat GPT because I'm talking about something else. So chat, what I need you to turn what I was just talking about is why we all need to, especially for those of us that are tightening up, right? For those of us that have 18 docking slots filled with Titans, we need to make sure that we're submitting as often as possible. Let's not miss out on what's going on, all right? So that's the end of my chat GPT rant. It's going to do some good work for me. But for those of us that haven't looked at the partner pool section, they have a hatchery coming soon from Bullish Moon. This is going to be very awesome, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I can claim. Oh, let me go ahead and claim my my Bullish Moon token. Whatever I can get, I want to get. And it hasn't launched yet, ladies and gentlemen, so I want to make sure that that's clear. All right. It's at 9 days. This is 1 day till optimal. I'm actually going to wait to claim because I don't want to pay $2 in AVAX. I'd rather just play one. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is where you're going to see a lot of different projects. You can go straight to the Bullish Moon project. And the reason I love Bullish Moon is because they are about the education of cryptocurrency, which all of us need, especially if we want to participate in amazing projects like this. We all need it. All right. Here's the hatchery, ladies and gentlemen. I've got 3 days on a hatchery card that I have had running since May of 2005 this year. It is December, and it's going to end on the 17th. I spent about 675 MQT over that time. I have earned a reward of over 20 MQT. Current reward value is sitting at $250. The average price of MQT at the deposit, and I love that they have this detail here. It's $11 per MQT, right around there. Value at deposit, $675. You can combine that together and kind of see what you came out of there with, just for keeping it in hatchery. Now, for those of us that understand how these hatcheries work, we understand we cannot participate in the golden hatchery without coming out of the incubator or the nest. Most of you will come out of the nest. There are going to be some of you that participate in the incubator because you want these Vanguard miners to mint so that you can turn them into Titans. All right. I think this is the most efficient way to do it. If you know you got 18 Titans on your mind and you know that it takes double the amount of Vanguards, you're going to need, I believe that's 36 what is 18 times 2? I can just go do calculator math. I'm not the smartest cookie in the world, but when it makes sense, it makes dollars, right? So 18, I need 18 Titans, so that means I need 36 Vanguards. Here's what it's going to cost to get you 36 Vanguards from this incubator, all right? Now, it's going to be, you're going to have your MQT locked up in here for 220 days. You're going to put 402 MQT in there, which is valued at around $5,000. And then you're going to pay an avalanche fee of $1,260. You're going to get a daily reward of 0.0001 per MQT that you put in here. So that's going to be about 0.7992 per day that you submit, that you're going to get extra. I think that's amazing. Here's the nest. Say you came right out of there with that 400 and whatever. Let's just say 400 and we'll just say 402 MoveQuest here. Say you put that 402 MoveQuest in this nest. You're going to get a daily reward of 0.0003 per MQT for a total of 1.2 MQT per day. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a pretty good opportunity. Let's just say that you had $100 that you wanted to put in there, because of course you can participate in this nest hatchery right now, right? The nest hatchery for 100 MQT, valued at $1,253 right now. You're going to get a daily reward of 0.0003 per MQT, which is a max reward of 0.3 MQT per day. And that's not something that comes straight to your wallet. This is something that will compound itself within itself until you're able to get it. Now, I don't have anything in the nest hatchery right now, but see if I go to my dashboard. I've got 8 MQT in here. What I could do right now, just as an example, I'll go back to hatcheries. I can go to nest, and I'm not doing anything with this 8. So I can decide to put this 8 MQT or 8.88, I'll say. I can put it in there, put it in for 10 days. Now the minimum deposit is $5 worth of MQT. So if you've got at least $5 worth of MQT, you can participate in this, right? Well, I've got a little over $100 worth of MQT. That's $8 or 8 MQT. So I can press the nest. Of course, it's going to ask to confirm. On MetaMask. Let me do this again. Confirm it. Review the alert. Oh, I don't have enough AVAX in there. Okay, so I'll handle that. You need a little bit of Avalanche, ladies and gentlemen. I figured I had a little bit in there. I thought I did. Oh, that's okay. I'll grab some Avalanche. But that's what you can participate. It gives you statistics here, ladies and gentlemen, so you can kind of see what that would look like for you. And then, of course, the Golden Hatchery. I'm speaking on the Golden Hatchery from example, ladies and gentlemen. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in the Golden Hatchery for a total deposit of MQT of 472 MQT total in the Golden Hatchery right now. I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of that. That's my as Lynette called it on the call of the day, that's my light at the end of the rainbow, right? The current MQT with the total deposit I have, this is just my statistics. My value at deposit, right around $5,000, a little over $5,000, right? The lowest card I have still over 100 days, right? Still have 127 days. This is not until April the 20th, 420. It's going to be a good 420 next year. But anyway, listen, the current value right now, the current reward value of what I've been able to accumulate in this hatchery is at $400 right now. The current reward is 32 MQT. So listen, for this 472 MQT, I just copy that, right? Well, 470, I'll just put 472 up here. 472, right? If I were to put 472, which I have it all in the tier 4, they're all at 210 days, 472 MQT. All right. If I were to jump it all in one time, my daily reward would be 0.0022 per MQT. Max reward 276 MQT. Ladies and gentlemen, so if I'm like, let me just get on the calculator and solve my own intelligence. 0.0022 per MQT times 472. That's a little over an MQT per day. 1.03. If I'm doing that right. So, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's very worth submitting. It's very worth taking advantage of the hatcheries. There's going to be, aside from the store giving the boost, this is another reason why we submit, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have the best day, you can use a rest boost. If you have a smashing day, you can use these limit and performance boosts. Learn about them. They're here, ladies and gentlemen. Submit as often as you can. There's reason, good reason to submit. All right? Good reason to submit. This has just started. So you're going to see me. I may not check in with this every single day, but you know what? This gives me a good reason to hop in here and take a look at it and just pat myself on the back as I see these progress, as I see these progress things improve. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to have the opportunity to have all these docking slots about to be open on all the different chains. So amazing. So amazing. If I go to global stats, as you can see, folks, people are starting to submit again, starting to get a little bit more active. This is going to help the ecosystem. This is what we're going to see when we see this price continue to fly up. Right now it's at $12. It went from $13.01 to $12.06 just on the time we've been on this Zoom call. I mean on this little video. Ladies and gentlemen, I only see dips as buying opportunities anyway, so I don't ever see that as a bad thing when it goes down. But I just got done watching it. We were just looking at it not long ago. Down here at $6 range, $7 range. I think we've even seen it as low as $2 at a point, $3. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity that we have is bigger than fiscal. It's so much bigger than just the physical. It's both of them combined at the same time. And then when it hits, when timing and luck coincide, and we're prepared to reap the benefits of all of this stuff because now we're more knowledgeable in crypto. We know how to deal with and keep our assets secure. Our bodies are more healthy, so we're more primed to enjoy life. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, they're giving us everything that we need to understand this platform. They're giving it everything it needs to scale to the next level and really get to the masses. It is up to us to decide that it's important enough to us to plant our flag in it and go. There's going to be some other things come out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to knock them. What I am here to say is this is not where you come to get your quick dollar. If you were blessed to go and get your quick dollar, maybe it's time to come get some real assets and start changing your physical life. All right? Listen, this is just what I believe in right now. It's a perfect match to everything that I've got going on. So one thing I want to add, there are videos, ladies and gentlemen, that are being added to the Help Center. All right? Like how to download and set up the MoveQuest app, how to create a MoveQuest account and claim Phantom miners, how to create a new MetaMask wallet, and so much more is going to be added. So let's tap in. We're not going to have many excuses not to know what to do. We're not going to have too many excuses not to understand. I know there's a lot of people that got involved with this project because they wanted what they thought was going to be a quick rise in the price and then sell off, which is exactly what they did. But they didn't understand the ecosystem of this project. MoveQuest is not going to let MoveQuest go to zero. It's not built that way. It's built for sustainability. The tokenomics behind it are built for it to grow as its community grows. And I'm going to continue to submit my proof of activity because never before in this space have we seen an opportunity that allows and is primed to receive your physical activity, the things that you are doing every day, and use it as mining power to mine a powerful token in this crypto space that we can sell and do things with and change our lives. So anyway, that's my rant for today. I got to talk about MoveQuest as often as possible. There's a lot of exciting things going on right now. This mirror match is amazing. For those of you that are interested, I'm not hard to find, all right? I'm dedicated to helping folks figure out what this is and how it can help their communities. There's a lot of communities that need this. There's a lot of communities that are going to use this project to not only teach their people crypto, but to help their people live longer. There are going to be challenges and different things that people are going to be able to do with this technology that has been developed, ladies and gentlemen, in this crypto space that isn't going anywhere. Crypto isn't going anywhere. And I'll continue to say this like I've been telling the folks that I talk to about crypto and just general crypto knowledge and how it has shifted in my perspective over the years. I've been through a lot of ups and downs in this crypto space, but it was never the cryptocurrency that failed me. It was never Bitcoin going away or Litecoin disappearing or Avalanche deciding it wasn't going to be Avalanche anymore or XRP deciding it was going to just not exist anymore. No, that wasn't the case. It was where I decided to send my crypto and things that I decided to do with the crypto that I had purchased as an asset that, and my own ignorance that failed me. But now that we know better, we do better. And we're going to be teaching people. This is how we earn a real asset. Verifiable and blockchain type stuff. This is the kind of things we need to be teaching our people. We don't need to be really teaching them how to expose themselves to scams, which is what we do, because that's the quickest way in our minds to get that quick buck. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not about getting anything quick. I can tell you that right now. It's going to take some work when you get your physical body moving. It's going to take some work to learn different things about crypto that you may not have known before, like how to copy a wallet address and how it applies to you, and how to send assets to the right place, and the benefits of wallets and keeping them secure, and code phrases that you need to write down, and words that seem to not make sense for you right now, but will make all the world of sense when you want to have access to your hard-earned crypto or your hard-mined crypto, and maybe you haven't been tapped in for a while. There's a lot of things that come into play, but ladies and gentlemen, it's all going to help you grow. And if you're with MoveQuest, you're going to grow. If you're tapped into everything that is going on with MoveQuest, down to the ecosystem, to learning about the different technological advances that MoveQuest has been at the forefront of and are continuously developing and adding on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the place to be, in my opinion. So, hey, I'm here to brag a little bit on MoveQuest because that's my belief level. I believe. I feel good. I look good. And my wallet is continuing to grow. And I think that this is going to go viral. I think it's going to catch on. I think the masses are going to start to see this as a true option in the crypto space. But not only that, we're going to see people that live these active lifestyles and that want to know more about crypto. They're going to gravitate to this MoveQuest opportunity. We're going to see developers of tokens decide to latch on to this opportunity because it's one that builds liquidity for their project just from attaching itself to it and using proof of physical activity as a concept to help their project grow. And it's really not even a concept anymore. It's a protocol. We know that it works. We have proven that it works, which is why we are able to expand to 5 different blockchains right now, including one that is our own. I don't think that we'll understand how powerful that is until it happens. But ladies and gentlemen, let's prime ourselves. Let's future-proof ourselves. For those of us that are getting involved in the grace period, get involved in that grace period, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I said on a video before, there are some other things that for those of us that come on late or that don't submit the whole 90 days, you will not be totally left behind. There's a percentage of what you do that you will get up to a certain point. If you submit like 2 times over the next 90 days, sorry. I'm not sorry if you don't get the rewards that the rest of us get for submitting every day. I'm not sorry. But ladies and gentlemen, what's out here is for those that want it. I can find a way to sacrifice $600 odd for the next 3 months to be able to submit on the Avalanche blockchain with the current level that I am, which is the highest level that there can be right now as far as mining and docking slots go. I can find a way. You can find a way. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that my miners right now that I worked so hard to get, they're going to be mirrored on all of those blockchains, including the MoveQuest one. So ladies and gentlemen, you do what you feel is best for you. And I'm going to do what I feel is best for me. With that being said, put your 2FA on all the platforms that will allow you and all of your wallets, because crypto is indeed the Wild Wild West, y'all. And if you ain't strapped, you're bound to get hacked. All right, ask me how I know. It's not very fun at all if you get your accounts hacked. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here if you have any questions. I am a part of the core team with MoveQuest. So if there are any questions that you have that I don't know the answer to, I know how to get the answer. So ask away. Ask in the comment section. Ask in my email, bankofgerald@protonmail.com. You can find me on Telegram. I have my own MoveQuest Telegram group, which is in the description below. All right, so you can click on it, jump in there, get some information, reach out to me, however you want to do it. For those of you that are team builders, reach out to me. There are incentives for you. You're going to be sharing this with others. You might as well see what's out there for you. For those of you that just love the concept of moving, attach yourself to MoveQuest. Learn about how to gain a very valuable asset. We're here to mine this token. We're here to stay and keep a part of the ecosystem. And we're here for those real crypto folks out there that understand the power of holding on to a valuable asset. You hold on to it until it reaches that price that you feel comfortable selling. And nobody's here to tell you when to sell. I'm not going to do it. Don't let nobody out there tell you when to sell your token. But what I will say is that you better make sure you have a mentality to hold on. You're going to see some ups and some downs. There's some folks that sold this token at $2. And listen, as a person that's a part of the MoveQuest, I'm not banging the drum for, oh, $12 price, woohoo, right? We want to see it in the 1,500. We want to see it as high as Ethereum, 4,000. We want to see it as high as Bitcoin, 100,000, right? That's what we want to see. But there's some people that sold a lot of their token at $2. They're going to have to do a lot of work or spend a lot more money to get it now, to get that same amount of token back. So all I'm going to say is accumulate your asset. Got a question? I'm primed to answer it. Okay, I got to end this video, but I'll see y'all in the next one. Mind your token. Peace out.